That is some gnarly climbing down, isn't it?
I think that's one of our more epic hikes.
Oh my goodness. The problem is though, we haven't actually been able to film any of it because every time it gets really gnarly, it gets quite stressful. And we don't think to pull out the tripod, and we definitely want both hands.
Look at my hands though, they're red and almost like shredded from trying to hang on to these rocks.
Not far to go.
I think we must be nearly there now.
We're the newbies. I'm Tara and this is John. And not so long ago we were married in Antarctica, promising ourselves that we would always prioritise experience over wealth. So here we are. We sold our house, left the city and bought a van which we've converted into our travelling home. Last week we visited Europe's least visited country, San Marino, where, feeling nostalgic for Italy, I cooked a pizza in a pan and got serious baby brain while John and I explored the ancient towers. This week we're in one of John's favourite countries, Greece, where we spend time at a beach and then find ourselves scrambling over boulders to find monasteries clinging to cliff faces. This one's a good one. If you're enjoying our videos, please do hit that subscribe button just below and give us a thumbs up. We would be so grateful.
We really would.
In 200 metres, turn left onto E90.
It's a very glamorous start to our Greek adventure, isn't it?
Incredibly glamorous.
We're surrounded by truckers and trucks,
And containers,
and the wind is starting to pick up.
the wind is howling. I am nervous of being sick. It's an 8-hour crossing. The last time we were on a ferry on the way to Lofton, I was not very well at all.
That's our boat from Brindisi across to a place in Greece I can't pronounce.
Not for the life of me.
Igoumenitsa. Very good.
In the back, we have my enormous pregnancy pillow,
Tara's pregnancy pillow looks like a dead body.
which is tucked suspiciously under the edge of the duvet. I'm a bit worried that if someone tries to search the van, they might think there's a third person in here.
Never mind.
Never mind.
This was pretty straightforward actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been all right. We have had to fill in a passenger locator form for Greece, which we've done, and I think they check it on arrival in Greece, and they have got random COVID testing, so we'll see if one of us gets selected or not when we get there.
And that's pretty much it. We just bought the ticket yesterday,
Yeah.
170 euros, and we're getting on the ferry today.
It's an 8-hour crossing, so yeah, we'll be getting there kind of around 10 o'clock tonight, I think, wish us luck. Started, hasn't it?
What started?
The rockin' and the rollin'. It's rough out here, isn't it? 28 hours, fine. That's still Albania.
I think it's still Albania, yeah. We arrived in Greece, just got off the ferry.
That was an 8-hour crossing, which actually was surprisingly smooth, wasn't it, my love?
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was fine. Just really long, actually. 8 hours on a boat is a long time. We're now entering Greek immigration. Interested to see what happens here. We've had to fill in a passenger locator form.
And we're expecting maybe they want to test us for COVID or something.
They're randomly testing, so we'll see if we get selected or not. Watch this space.
Off we go. Well, that was pretty straightforward.
It wasn't too bad, hey. They checked my passport and they took a test from John.
They'll let us know within the next 24 hours if either of us have COVID, and until then we have to make sure that we are very careful with our presence in the country.
Now we're travelling down this very dark road for 14 minutes to a park for night and then bed.
First morning in Greece, and are we delighted to be here?
Yes, we are.
What a great place to have breakfast, right next to the seaside. So having arrived in Greece, we really don't know what we're going to do here, except We booked flights to Santorini this morning that depart a couple of weeks from now. So we've spent this morning looking at the Lonely Planet, deciding where to go in Greece.
Plotting a route. It is amazing how quickly time gets eaten up. We thought we had loads of time, and just after doing an itinerary this morning, it's something like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's true. I think we've got an itinerary mapped out.
Yep.
You've done that.
Tomorrow we are going to head to Meteora to go and see the monasteries on the top of the mountains, which look incredible.
Just having some lunch now, and then after that, we will go for a nice swim just over there.
He's going in. I was expecting some sort of graceful Adonis dive.
Just jump. Jump.
Oh my god, that's amazing, isn't it?
By the time the sun was setting on this wonderful Greek beach, we had managed to map out a route through the country that would ensure we took in the highlights, and of course pushed our way into some lesser known corners. The road ahead looks super exciting and we cannot wait.
Wow, look at that view, hey?
Magic. We had our first full day in Greece yesterday and spent it right down there in that bay. We didn't even move. It was incredible.
It certainly was. It was unplanned as well. We were planning to crack on and do stuff straight away when we got here, but well, we just didn't. We just enjoyed the view.
After what felt like about 5 days of solid driving, trying to escape the rain of Northern Europe, I think we needed a day just to relax, didn't we?
It was nice, yeah. Absolutely. So today we are going to go and do stuff.
Yes. And we're off to a place called Meteora, where there are monasteries that are sort of balancing on the edge of these incredible cliff edges.
Apparently it's one of Greece's most visited tourist spots, but because of COVID, we're not expecting to see anybody. 2.5 hour drive, let's go.
So we're delighted already by the Greek motorways, which are very different from Italian ones.
Had to stop quickly. Just have a look at that view. Very special, man. We're getting close.
You might be right.
I think I can see one of the monasteries perched on the cliff. So we decided, instead of driving around all over the place, which you can do, this afternoon just to take a walk kind of over a little hill down towards one of the chapels, monasteries. And it's proving, well, I'd say hard work.
Lots of steps.
Lots of steps. We'll take it easy though, darling.
I think that's a good idea.
And I'm carrying the rucksack again.
Only fair, really. Stairs are finished. Now the scrambling begins.
The hike was beautiful. Starting off gently, we wandered through a forest carpeted in pink flowers, with the sunshine peeking through the canopy. And the scenery of the surrounding rock formations was nothing short of spectacular. It's pretty safe to say that we were lulled into a false sense of security, because without warning, the walk started to get a little gnarly. It got seriously steep and it felt like we had almost certainly taken a wrong turn. But being more than halfway through the canyon, it was difficult to turn back, especially knowing what we had already camped over. So we decided to stick to our plan and continue the scramble down the cliffside.
How was that?
It's a bit hectic in places, this, huh? Whew. Proper rambling. I need a foothold, my darling.
That's a bit gnarly, that one. You ready?
I'm ready.
Come on then, give us a foot.
There's a lot coming down on your bum.
That is some gnarly climbing down, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of our more epic hikes.
Oh my goodness. The problem is though, we haven't actually been able to film any of it because every time it gets really gnarly, it gets quite stressful. And we don't think to pull out the tripod, and we definitely want both hands.
Look at my hands though, they're red and almost, they're like shredded from trying to hang on to these rocks.
Not far to go. Spectacular walk. This is St. Trinity's, and it's a convent, not a monastery. And Tara's just reminded me that we need cash to get in, and we just come all the way over that gorge, and I don't think I've got any.
So after our epic hike, we just got to the door and realised we needed to pay €3 each, but we have no cash. Very kind man. Let us in for free.
He was very kind. We are very lucky. San Marino, eat your heart out.
Right?
Look at that.
I don't blame them for coming up here.
My wonderful wife has decided to sit on a cliff edge on a wall.
Feels safe.
No. She tells me that there's a rock on the other side of the wall that will stop her falling 1,000 meters.
I think it's
Come on,
awesome.
let's go. We walked home along the road rather than back over that gnarly rock face, but that was a fantastic day and I loved every single minute. Didn't you?
It was incredible. Super, super cool.
Gonna have a beer now.
I
Tara
know.
is gonna have
Aren't
a
I
small-
lucky?
I'm sorry, darling.
All right, darling.
Very tasty.
Have one for me, won't you?
The Greek government or the Greek health authority hasn't contacted us yet.
Yay! Which means they're not gonna, because they said 48 hours. So we are COVID free.
We are COVID free, and that's good news. Although we have been doing our very best to be socially aware and stay away from people.
Yeah.
Of course, we got
Just in case.
for the just in case. We've got Koti. I don't think much is likely to change in the way that we negotiate our way around Greece. We quite like our own company.
Today, after our pretty gnarly hike yesterday, we've decided to bring Koti along for the adventure. So we are continuing our explorations of the Meteora monasteries, but doing it a little bit by road, and we'll do some hiking in between as we go along, but try and avoid any scaling of gorges today.
No fear on these heights, but off the edges it's a blooming long way down, I can tell you. This particular piece of stone that we're standing on at the moment isn't any dissimilar to that piece over there, or that one over there, or that one over there. They've all got sheer edges. But look at this, isn't it great? You see there are loads of monasteries around here and convents.
What is a bit mental is that on top of that rock there on the right is a ruin of a monastery. There were 26 in this area. There's now only remaining 6. But how on earth did they get up there to build a monastery in the 14th century?
Well, it was with ropes and baskets, wasn't it?
But they didn't have carabiners or clips or anything.
And ladders.
And ladders.
Very big ladder.
Extraordinary.
Yeah, isn't it? Okay, come on, let's get down.
Are you making a retreat, darling? It's not often that I'm braver than John. This circumstance only. You all right? Do you want me to hold your hand? This path leads us down to the monastery of Roussenau, which is one of the smallest of the monasteries, but apparently no less beautiful. When entering the monasteries, they've got a very strict dress code. Women have to cover shoulders and wear skirts. I brought a koi to wrap around.
Quite right.
And men have to wear long trousers, no shorts.
Easy peasy.
So we're all ready.
We are all ready. Costs €3 to get in to each monastery. Each. Definitely worth it though. Look at that. It is always a bit of a shame that you can't film inside places like that. I totally understand why though. If you're ever here and you get the opportunity to go into that particular monastery, it's fantastic. They've got very ancient paintings all over the chapel. It used to be a catacomb, and they're of torture scenes, and they are gnarly, but
pretty dark.
Really dark, but really beautiful. One thing that occurred to me when I was standing in there was maybe one day our kid will be standing in exactly the same place as we stood just a moment ago, exploring on his own. The wonderful thing about that is that place is going to be exactly the same when he's here in 20 years time as it is today. I love that thought. So you've made it to the end. Thanks so much for watching. It would be really great now if you could hit the like button, and most importantly, if you haven't already, we'd love for you to join us. This is a growing community, and we'd ask you to hit the subscribe button. Thanks very much. See you next week.